Hidden in the forests of the Yellowstone ecosystem, a secret world awakens under the cover of darkness. Winged creatures rustle amongst the trees as their hollow cries echo in the wind. For decades, these keepers of the night lived beyond our knowing, until now.
I was just enamored by owls from the first time I saw one. Typically, people will not see an owl in their day-to-day lives, but we're lucky enough to see 10, 20 of them in a single night sometimes, and that's a very special thing for anyone to see.
Nestled between mountain ranges south of Jackson, Wyoming, the Hoback Valley is an unexpected thoroughfare for migrating owls from the northern U.S. and Canada. The northern saw-whet and their slightly larger cousin, the boreal, are some of the most beloved of these nocturnal creatures.
Owls are pretty easily identifiable by their calls. For example, northern saw-whets go, and then the boreal owl does more of a woo, woo.
Northern saw-whet owls are one of the smallest owls in North America. People love them because they're very cute. Boreal owls are more stocky, they're completely covered in feathers all the way down to their toes. Northern saw-whet owls and boreal owl both like mixed conifer and deciduous forests, where northern saw-whet owls exist in maybe those lower latitudes and lower elevations. Boreals will be really high up in the mountains, much further north into the boreal forest.
Known for their distinctive calls and elusive nature, these stealthy hunters scour the forest each night in search of their next meal.
These two owls are really interesting. They're migratory. Some owls aren't. We know they're also a forest owl, which feeds on small rodents. Their numbers very often might follow peaks and lows in rodent numbers in the northern forest, but we don't know. They're tough to study because they're active at night.
In the rugged backcountry of Wyoming, the Ricketts Conservation Foundation has made these owls a focus of long-term study. Since 2021, its dedicated team of biologists has been capturing and banding hundreds of these birds to better understand their migration patterns and resilience in the wild.
I don't know where they just ran off to.
They're by the net.
We're at about close to 7,000 feet. We're in an isolated valley in western Wyoming. And when I caught 60, 70 birds that first year, I was shocked, because I really didn't think that the Hoback Basin here on the east side of the Wyoming range was a place where birds were migrating through. But I've been proven wrong.
At a remote banding station, field biologists prepare for the night's work. Delicate nets line the forest trails as a recorded call of a male owl drifts through the trees.
This is the speaker. We use a caller that is playing the male breeding song, so you'll hear those calls. And that will attract birds into the area, and they will get caught in our nets.
It's early evening, and the field team has already caught 2 northern saw-whet owls.
We use these PVC tubes that are perfect size for the saw-whet owls. And the reason we put them in a tube is because it keeps them secure and tight without being injured during the transport process. And that just helps to reduce stress in the bird and keep it as calm as possible. The bands we put on these owls' legs just has a 9-digit code typically, and it's personalized for that owl. I compare it to a social security number for humans. The hope is that when we release it, it gets captured by another station, or that we catch it in subsequent years. It kind of provides a little glimpse into the route that that bird is taking on its migration.
After that, we will take wing chord, weight, and look at fat and muscle to just assess overall physical health, physical condition. And based on wing chord, weight, and tail measurement, we can hopefully sex the bird.
Each year, the saw-whet owl replaces some of those flight feathers. So based on the new feathers compared to the older generations of feathers, we're able to determine the age on these birds.
Doesn't like that light.
The owl's feathers contain a special pigment called porphyrin, a neon purple pink that's illuminated under ultraviolet light, helps determine the age of the owl.
See how it glows pink under the black light that we have? It's very uniform across the entire wing. That indicates that this is all one single generation of feathers, which means that this bird is a hatchier bird.
Doesn't like that light.
Field biologists collect a couple feather samples, which will be sent for analysis at the Bird Genoscape Project at Colorado State University.
If you pull a feather, you get the very tip, which actually has enough tissue that allows you to get DNA. And also the feather itself has a very specific oxygen isotope ratio that is dependent upon where the feather was grown. So we can use these oxygen isotope ratios to understand where the bird was when the feather was growing. And then also with the DNA, we can actually look at the genetics and where birds from different areas breed.
We have a really unique opportunity with banding boreal owls. We are one of the only banding stations this far south in North America that is catching boreal owls. So any amount of data that we're contributing at this point has the potential to be part of some real groundbreaking research.
The Ricketts Conservation Team has recently expanded their study to an even more elusive species, the long-eared owl, known for its prominent ear tufts used for camouflage and communication.
So I would go body grab with one wing out. Yep, that works perfectly. Long-eared owls are the biggest owl that we catch at this station. They don't really have, horns or ears. It's a posturing of their feathers. They raise their feathers up and they take on the look of horns or ears.
Each banded bird will be added to a national database at the U.S. Geological Survey. Every feather, every number becomes a clue, piecing together the mystery of their migration.
One of the main goals is that you band a bird, you send it on its way in hopes that it's going to be trapped at another site. Truly any state, it could be north of us, south of us.
We work quickly and release all within about 5 minutes of starting the banding process. I love releasing them, and just the thought of actually having an owl just stand in your hand, it's kind of magical.
The Ricketts team's banding project is already offering fascinating insights. A saw-whet banded in October of 2024 was recaptured a year later at Redberry Lake in Saskatchewan, a straight line distance of over 600 miles. This incredible journey shows that some of the owls the field team banded in Wyoming breed in central Canada, if not further north.
We're getting information about their migrational movements. So that is really important when you're talking about avian conservation.
Mindful of its mission to protect species and their habitat in the Yellowstone ecosystem, the Ricketts Conservation Foundation is taking owl research to the next level.
This year, we're actually going to put cell phone transmitters on them. What we can do with that is two things. One, we can find out where they're migrating to, where they're spending the winter. But then secondly, if these transmitters last long enough, we might know where they're breeding. Just imagine being able to go to the Ricketts Conservation Foundation's website and say, like, hey, how's saw-whet owl number 14 doing? We now know what it was up to. The more we understand about a species' behaviors, the better we are in a position, if we see population declines or something, to take actions that might make a difference.
Just being able to identify their breeding and their wintering habitat and those migratory passages is super essential for ensuring that we could conserve those areas and make sure that populations stay healthy and they do have healthy habitat in order to ensure that they can sustain their populations long term, especially as they face all sorts of factors from both man-made and environmental that are changing and posing dangers to their survival.
In the serene forests of the Yellowstone ecosystem, the owls continue their nocturnal patrol. Each flight, each call, is a reminder that nature will endure if we pay attention and help to protect it.